Good morning. It's your buddy Mikey here, SD Fish and Sips. And we're at Monday, February 14th, 2022. Still out here on the Sea of Cortez with Wiley and Dave, Captain Dave. He's been showing me how the cruisers do it down here. I've been showing him how the fishermen do it down here, learning my ways. So we're about to go out for the morning fish. First things first, I gotta make sure I got gas in the little skiff. So I'm gonna take the outboard here. Little two-stroke 5 horsepower Nissan. See how much gas we got left. Fill it up. Funnel here. This is leaking. Okay. Still got about half left in this, so I'm not gonna worry about siphoning it off the main tank in there. Good to go. Grab my rod reel, water cough squid, my lures. We'll go check out the birds feeding over there. It looks like they're going crazy, and have a good time. Before we get into today's video, please remember to hit that subscribe button, pound that like button, show love and support for the channel. Thank you for all the love and support on the channel. Let's go. You can see the birds starting to dive. How clear the water is. Squid, knife, coffee. Working with the RUNCL spinner. I'm gonna try this white plastic paddle tail. Got bit off yesterday by a cabria with it.
You know, with all the wind, I was up last night for a couple hours.
Looking at the anchor and checking the anchor, making sure we're not moving.
Well, it was more like lay in bed and watch the instruments and look at 2 stars that were on my hatch. It was all those, and I could tell exactly where I was at.
Oh, you weren't even using the Navionics.
Yeah, no, I was using the Navionics and my anchor watch.
I can just be, you want me, if we're gonna take off, I can just be an hour or 2 if that's better. Yeah. So it's 8:48 right now, and I'll be back on the boat no later than 11, but I'm gonna shoot for be around 10:30. Sound good? Yeah. I'm gonna go check out the birds right now. They're starting to go crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah. right, showtime here. Let's go check out these birds. Look at them going crazy. Just so cool. These guys are really dive bombing and attacking. It's time to go fish. We're gonna go fish along the cliffs, cast some jigs, go out to the point, drop some irons. I got about an hour to go, hour and a half. So let's make it happen. That's all for the birds. Let's go fish. Sandstone cliffs, so cool. It's like Zion or Utah or the Grand Canyon, but next to the water, crystal clear water. Wow. Life is good. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. Thank you, universe. Let's go. Woo! All right, we're making our way along the rocks. That's where I got the Cabria a little bit down there yesterday. But we're gonna anchor up at the point and drop the squid for triggerfish. Hopefully a pargo or a grouper. If not, I'm gonna fish out here for about 45 minutes and I'm gonna make my way back in and casting for the last 45. It is 9:08. So I'm gonna go till 9. Actually, I'm gonna go 40 minutes. 9:45, I'm gonna be out at the point till. Let's find that rock to anchor up at again. That was nice. All right, I got the anchor set. I'm dropping down my Colt Sniper. It is windy. Where's the triggers? I'm going with my larger Colt Sniper with the small treble hook I switched out. It's way too windy out here. I'm gonna pull the anchor and go fish along the cliffs where I got some protection. The crabs. Those crabs are cool. Over it. We'll try this little section right here. Looks nice and flat and calm. But this seems like a section where I should be casting it. There's the edge of the reef. We are gonna cast. Cast this little white plastic paddle tail. I can troll this white plastic too. I'm gonna troll it. Troll hard. Got one. Trumpet fish, whatever the hell this thing is. Give me that. Is that it? And that's all for today's fishing here in Ensenada de la Raza. So windy. Got to check out the birds. Caught a couple trumpet fish or cornet fish. Anchored up out at the point, got blown away. Just really windy, but Dave wants to, we're gonna take off. We're leaving this spot today. So I'm gonna head back to the boat. Get geared up for some sailing adventures today. Life is good, life is blessed. I'm so lucky. Woo! There's the boat. And there's the wind. You can see it's all white capping out there. White capping in here too. Okay, so here we are at 3 o'clock now on Monday, February 14th, leaving Isla Espiritu Santo. That's where we're at, down by the islands, Baena, Guyana. Trolling the cedar plug, motoring down right now. Was doing a little bit of sailing earlier, trying to focus on that so I didn't get any film of it. We're gonna spend the night, last night here, out on the water.
If we wanted to stay out here, cut off more that way, sail in. But with just the jib, it's an upwind sail, so we'd have to sail 50 degrees on, way out, and then tack twice to get in. And it's light air and sloppy. What do you want to do? Just get in?
I think it'd be better just to get into the anchorage.
I think maybe for me too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I just thought of,
you see how there's the white wash coming off?
yeah.
I always put my trolling moors past the wash.
Me too. I always grab in the middle of the knot. Well, as soon as it settles down a little, you want to go prepare the anchor lock. So then you wrap around the swell before we pick our spot.
Earlier I saw some waves crashing on these rocks, but it doesn't look like it's wrapping into the cove that much. All right, here we are coming into Balandra. Back at the first spot we were at. We got Mushroom Rock just a little ways ahead. A couple other boats anchored up here. Get ready to anchor up. It's a nice looking power boat over there. Get the anchor ready, anchor locker.
You just need to do it under control. So the first part is just to get the anchor set to go out, and that's like this, okay? And then the next part is when you release it and then you control it. You know, so you want it to go all the way to the bottom, and you want to watch it go until it hits, and you'll see the change, just like your line on your fishing. You'll see it drop down, but at some point you to stop letting it out when it hits the bottom for a second, and let the boat start to move back, and then start paying out chain. And as soon as you hit the bottom, just let me know, and I'll come forward.
Okay. So I'm gonna let it down. I'm just gonna loosen it up just to let it down controlled. Then once it hits the bottom.
Go pretty fast, but you got to realize that the chain will keep going. You got to know when that anchor hits the bottom by watching it.
Okay.
Because the chain will keep going. You know, it's got enough weight, it doesn't need an anchor to pull it.
Yeah, we're gonna get shallower where I'll be able to see it, the bottom, because right now I can't see the bottom.
You won't be able to see it. You'll see the chain.
The chain goes slack.
Not slack. Just go there. Okay. Now I want to let it see. I want to see, kind of like let it stretch out a little bit so it starts to pull. And then I'll let off. Okay, there's my 40-foot mark. Now you'd ask the helms person, how deep are we? I think we're like, there's the anchor and the chain over there. The boat's kind of pushing against the wind here. So we're gonna wait now for the boat to like pull back to the wind, and that tells us that the anchor's starting to dig in. And there's our 40-foot mark, so we got about, you know, roughly 2-to-1 scope. 2-to-1 is nice to let the anchor start to find its hole, you know, kind of a thing before you. Some guys are like, put all their scope out and go back and then just roar the engine against the chain and the anchor. They might get a set, or they just might plow a field and it hasn't done anything. See how the boat's starting to turn now?
Yep.
And the anchor's sitting out straight. And it's tugging at it every time it does that. Every time the sea raised it a little bit, it's tugging it. And it's trying to teach it to go in.
Yeah, it's sinking that anchor in.
Just pulling a little bit, pulling a little bit. And it's at a light enough angle, you know, that it's not going to just pull the chain. Because it's pretty light air. It's not pushing real hard. Like if it was blowing 20, you don't have to worry about it. But in this, 2-to-1, and let me say this differently. If it's not blowing very hard, like 10, 15, like it is now 15, you want to set it 2-to-1 for a little bit. If it's blowing 20, you can go ahead and set it 3-to-1. But you don't want to set 20 even at 4 or 5-to-1, because you're never going to do anything except lift your chain. Your anchor will be sitting on its side. You want to find that sweet spot where the chain can lift the anchor off of its side and start to dig. I think it's done it already, because the wind blew us back. Remember when it was sticking straight out?
Yep.
And now the boat's moved forward. What's that tell you?
It's coming back over the chain, or over the anchor. It tells you that you pulled the chain really tight and the anchor set, and then the chain went back down and it pulled the boat forward. And that's why we went off this side here. We're gonna follow that. So we set it. The boat was going sideways to the wind, pull, 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 pull. It finally caught. It straightened the boat out. It was all tight. And then it's like it had the chain lifted, which is what you want. And then all of a sudden the anchor set. So the chain went down, 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 down. And as it did, it pulled the boat forward. Just like you do when you're lifting the thing. Now, look at what's happening. It's doing it again. And so it's starting to pull hard from us. So we know we can let out more if we want. So we should go. Give it a second. I don't want to destroy all of its momentum. And I don't want all my chain to end up in a pile down there. Not so important around here, but if you were in the Pacific or somewhere where there's lots of coral, you can drop all your freaking chain in a hole. You know, it'll all get around a rock. So it's better to take your time and let it out a little at a time. See, she's pulling now. She's starting to lift. I know I can let some more. And I think for tonight, right now, I'll just lay down 60 feet. Plus a little for the height of the boat. I'll just put the little lunge hook on, lock the cleat, and I'm going to give it an hour or so to set. And then I'll come down and put the bridle on. And if I decide that there's been a change in the wind or something and it's more, I can always put 5-to-1 out or something. But this is a perfect anchorage for 3-to-1. If there were a lot of boats around, since we'll probably be the only one here tonight, if you wanted to feel super comfortable, you could set 5-to-1, because at 5-to-1 you're safe.
It's got to blow like stink to hit anything. But 3 to 1 will hold.
Beautiful, beautiful Balandra. Everywhere you turn here is just absolutely gorgeous.
You know.
And this is cool. I like how we got a different anchorage than we, a different location than the first time that we were here.
Yeah. There's always another place to go. This place is so big you could really fit 100 boats in here.
And within this anchor, if people anchor right, if people do it right.
Would. You know, we used to plan sail week.
Here comes the moon. Oh, the bridle on it?
Yeah. Go up to 5 to 1, right?
Let it go in the water?
Yeah. All the way over. Okay, no. Push the chain back that direction.
All right.
There we go. All right. Fly repellent, that smells so good.
This is an elephant tree right here,
Oh man.
and the oil from it is a natural fly repellent.
Yeah. And
Oh, so it's got thorns. That can do some damage to you.
not really thorns. There's not much left. You gotta find one that's bendy, like this one.
Here you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can smell. It almost smells like pine. Yeah.
I just
Fur,
always
almost
grab
like-
some and walk down the beach to smell it because it's really good for me.
Wow.
But you rub this all around your neck and stuff when the bugs are bugging you and on your clothes, and they'll stop. And this is the one you don't want to get in your eyes. But grab one from down here where it's still got some juice in it.
Oh yeah.
It's like you see people walking around. You want to smell stick?
Elephant tree oil.
Yeah, man, I'd love to have a cologne like this.
I wonder if they have that as an essential oil.
Should.
Little mini waves.
As you probably know, that's the thing about surf landing and stuff. There's a nice trail to the top up there where you can get cell service anytime you want. It's blown in a circle and he makes a pattern around himself. These guys, he's something that it must be like just heavier grains of sand that are blowing around.
This used to have water in it at some point, or does it get water throughout the year?
More fun.
Exactly. You'll have more knowledge and you'll be able to work smarter, not harder.